Hey guys, T-Shinx and welcome back to another One Piece Bounty Rush video. So in this video, we'll be going through the second part of the top 10 series that we're doing. And okay, this video is kind of pre-recorded, so if there's a new unit that came out like tomorrow or the day after, which might be the day you are watching this video, so most likely it won't be in this list because number one, when a new character comes out, it's too early to actually judge a character how good it is. So that's why I don't really like to make tier lists immediately after a new character comes out. So okay, next we'll be going through the defenders. So some things to take note for defenders that I look out for on how I judge them, I guess, is number one, survivability. So this can be a form of healing or defensive ones. So the next thing would be whether you can have insane delay ability or just damage output, I guess. So these are the characteristics that I look out for defenders. And okay, to be honest, right, defenders currently in this game is not in a great state. So because like the attackers, I think, overwhelms the defenders quite a bit, like to the point where, man, it's kind of hard playing defender. Like I see defender getting destroyed so easy, even though they are supposed to be defenders. Yeah, that at that point, like, is there even a point in using defenders? Just kidding. So there is still a few good characters that I think deserves to be played, I think. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started, shall we? Coming on with number 10, we have Fuji. So Fuji is a good character. Like with the right medals, etc., and if your opponent does not have a lot of damage increase traits, you will be able to take 1 damage as Fujitora. If you guys haven't seen my 1 damage Fujitora, you can go and take a look, because I kind of explain how to get what is required to get that 1 damage. And yeah, this guy really good. Skill 1 has the delay, great delay if you can land, but and skill 2 has a ignore defense. So all of these are very good abilities, I guess. But here's the shortcomings, guys. So to hit the 100% damage reduction, you obviously need to be in your own treasure area, like I think, to have consistent effect. Then other thing is skill 1 and skill 2. Skill 1 is kind of hard, like if you are fighting someone who knows what they are doing, because it's kind of easy to dodge Fujitora skill 1. And skill 2, like if people just take note of the holo or when they see you use it, they can just easily get out of range. Which is why I think Fujitora may not be super good, but he's still definitely good enough to be in this top 10. Next, in the top 9, we have NL. So this NL, very strong character. I think like it's kind of very similar to Fujitora in terms of like damage reduction build. So with this guy, we will want to go as much damage reduction, because this guy, when the conditions are right, when you are in your thunder field and your treasure area, something like this, you can get 100% damage reduction also, which is also pretty insane, because you can take 1 damage. And the thing about him is his skill 1 and skill 2 are very good, and it comes with shock. And shock, it's not too bad if opponents have a lot of multi-hit abilities, because the chances of getting shock is relatively high. Then especially the skill 2. So but the thing about the skill 2 is kind of if you play against Rayleigh, etc., he can use this to his advantage instead. So but I think all in all, this NL is still a really strong character. To like he's kind of a hybrid mix between damage and defense also, so that's really nice. Then sad thing, however, is he doesn't really have any way of sustainability. Like he doesn't really have any healings that can help him. So yep. Okay, next character I have in mind is actually Magellan. So a lot of people will tell me that Magellan, Shinx, you are so messed up because you put him like on the 8th place. And like, here's the thing, guys. Magellan is kind of an oddball because he can't really get full 100% damage reduction, unlike like NL or Fujitora. Then, which means he will not be able to take like insane 1-digit damage, but he will still take quite a lot of damage. And sadly to say, right, I've seen so far the Magellans that I've seen are kind of not in a good shape, man. Like, okay, the only good thing about him is really his poison is just really strong, but unless you can kind of pit perfect dodging while having your skill 1 up to keep damaging them, I don't know, man. I felt like Magellan's damage reduction has kind of fallen off quite a bit. Yeah, and skill 2 sadly is not super insane or anything. So yeah, maybe it's just me, but I'm thinking generally defenders aren't in a very good spot currently. Like with all the 100% damage increase, increased damage when in enemy's treasure area, yeah, people like this just kind of get like one-shotted or destroyed. Coming in at number 7, we have the new Marco Ace, guys. So this guy, I'm not 100% sure why like I don't see a lot of people using it, but I think one good reason is because his skill 1 is super duper good, and I think with the correct build you kind of you are able to block like quite a decent amount of damage, like and you kind of heal your teammates also. So this guy, I think, is a great defender, but I think some of his shortcomings will be because of how like some of the units have a lot of attack buffs, etc. His shield kind of like at certain times you can just use it and you will just block a certain attack and that's it. But still, he's still really good, and without his shield, I think he kind of don't really do a lot of tanking, etc. You have to wait until your next shield come before spamming it. But I think he's still relatively strong as a defender, and to use his shield like when the opponents doesn't have their skills, like because one skill can be all it takes to take down the shield, and it's like a skill for skill thing. So you use your skill, you prevent them from destroying your team, something like that. So he's really good. Like if skill 2 was kind of a more like his damage is not super insane also. So I think he's kind of in this weird shape. Like if his skill 2 had like a very good knockback or anything, I would definitely take that instead. Like yeah, because his skill 1 does have a not a super short cooldown, so you cannot really spam that shield up. So you need some way to delay your opponents. Next we have Mihawk. So Mihawk is also kind of a weird character. Like when I try to use him, right, because he doesn't really go for 100% damage reduction, right, you're kind of in this weird position as to, do I want to go for more damage or I can go for more damage reduction but sacrifice on the damage. And his kit kind of require him to do like the more damage you do, essentially you get a little bit more heals, and his healing, though is okay, is not like a reliable source of healing, because yeah, you need to do more damage. And if you wanna do more damage, right, you will have to throw away some like damage reduction medals and you will take more damage. And I've seen Mihawks like getting destroyed, and I personally don't feel like Mihawk is a threat at all. Like what else, what most can he do? Like yeah, he's just like waiting to die only. I don't know, but he's still not bad. Like a damage Mihawk is actually very fun to use, and he does really good damage. But the trade-back obviously is you take a lot more damage. Next we have Caesar. So Caesar is very strong. It's like a kind of like an upgraded Magellan. Like he does insane damage, and the thing about this Caesar is like, because his skill 1 is kinda long, and you don't really need to like you can just be on the floor and you'll still constantly deal damage, and this damage is based on the enemy's HP. So the more HP they have, I believe the more damage they take. So that is really crazy. And like when you fight against a Caesar, right, you either want to kill him as fast as possible, or else the longer you prolong the fight, the more annoying it gets. And his skill 2 does really a good job to knock back opponents and just more annoying poison damage, and help him get back the skill 1 ASAP. So even though he's not super crazy at tanking attacks, he is very painful, and yeah, just one annoying defender to fight against. Then like as Caesar, right, it'll be good if you fight like 3 or 4 people and you don't aim to you don't have to aim to keep attacking them. You just have to make sure you either you get knocked down on the floor or you perfect dodge them. Try to get them try to let them take as much damage from your skill 1 as possible. That is your job as Caesar, and I've seen a lot of deadly Caesars, and this guy is scary, man. So definitely I think he deserves his spot up there as a defender. In 4th place, guys, we have Uruj. So Uruj, very strong character, but I think the reason why I put him at 4th instead of like 3rd place later, even though both of them are very similar units, is because of the stats, guys. So this guy, he will in time, right, get outclassed by the stats, and actually, to be honest, the other unit already has like kind of insane stats already, and you guys see Uruj with like full defensive stats, you know, boost 2, etc. You need like quite a lot of investment into his defense just to make him insane, and the other unit like just straight out has better defensive stats, so that's kind of annoying. Then but Uruj is still crazy as a defender. Like if you have the 50% defense boost, right, and you go for defensive build, the odds that you'll be taking low damage is kind of high. But the sad thing is, you definitely need to, like, if you're thinking of going full defensive build, 50 on a 5-star Uruj versus like 6-star boost 2 Rogers, yeah, you can kind of cry. Then because a lot of units nowadays have like attack boost, like even Blackbeard has attack boost when he's down. Like this makes him, like, if you like one, okay, how do I explain this? The requirement for you to take 1 damage with a defense like stat build, right, is that your defense must be 2 times more of the opponent's attack. Yes, then the opponent will do 1 damage to you. So essentially, as you can see, like even slight things such as a 10% attack boost can be enough to like offset the 2 times defense. So that's why, like, I think Uruj, plus the fact that he's slowly getting outclassed in his stats, is ranked a little bit lower. Still, this guy is crazy. His counter, if you can master him, oh my god, the amount of heals you get, the amount of, like, it's just insane. This guy can just be like a godlike spamming. Next, in the, I think, 3rd place, we have Kawamatsu. So Kawamatsu, right, like I said just now, he kind of just outclassed Uruj as a 50% stat defender. If you take a look at my Uruj right now, right, I'm at level 85, and look at my defense, flat defense stat is already at 2k. If you look at my level 90 Uruj, right, you can see that he has 1.7, and this guy is a boost 1. Both are boosted, max boosted the defensive slot. So you can see Kawamatsu has like a good 300-400 more defensive stat, and this defensive stat will be useful when you are using medal support, because yeah, in general, it will, base stat is what increases your defensive quite a bit. And this guy is essentially Uruj 2.0, but instead of having a counter, the requirements for you to be able to build out your defense is to land your skill 2 5 times. Yes, on 5 enemies. That is essentially that. So, like, I think even though the requirements, some might find Uruj better, some might find Kawamatsu better, I think generally the fact that he has 50% boost on his like increased defense stat is really just makes him a little bit better than Uruj, in my opinion. And okay, here's the thing, Uruj needs to take damage so that he can buff his defense, but for Kawamatsu, you don't have to take damage. And Uruj, if opponents are like Rogers, right, you can't afford to take damage, too much damage, because the damage will be super painful So yeah, you guys can see where I'm coming at. Second place we have Green Katakuri. So Katakuri, I think nothing much is to say, guys. Just super insane defender. If you build your Katakuri right, like you can build a kind of a healing slash 100% defensive build, 100% damage reduction Katakuri. So just pretty insane. Like when against attackers, right, you can hit 100% damage reduction, and currently attackers are just going crazy with the attack buffs, but some characters don't really have how to say, they don't do damage increase. Like if you take a look at something like Rayleigh, right, I don't think he has damage increase. That's why like if you fight Rayleigh against Katakuri, unless they go for triple Luffy medals or something like that, you might or might not take like low, very low damage as Katakuri. But then sadly the only threat for Katakuri is like the Blackbeard. So but I think like as long as you know how to play against the Blackbeard, you should be kind of fine. Like okay, and if you guys don't know, there is the medal, Frankie medal, and that medal really just elevates Katakuri's position. Like when you perfect dodge and use your skill 2, it's near 100% crit for Green Katakuri, which means you are gonna heal a lot. Then like another thing that kind of makes Katakuri weak is the Luffy. So yeah, the healing block is gonna hurt Katakuri quite a bit, but he's still a really good defender in my opinion. Like with knockback ability, and like both of his skills are knockback, I think. So this guy, ideal defender, guys. Last we have for the first place for defender, obviously you guys already know it's gotta be Blackbeard, man. Blackbeard is crazy. Not because like he tanks super good. And the reason why he's so good is because of his EX trait, which means that your team, when doing team boost, gets I think quite a lot of like 60+% HP boost. So like essentially you can think about it as like a very good healing, which means like it's very nice to have a Blackbeard in your team when you are having team boost, because like if your teammates are all low on HP, yeah, this guy is like a healer. And other than that, right, because he has second life and he kind of also heals up, which is very annoying. Like this, oh my god, like Blackbeard. But you guys know the real threat about Blackbeard is his skill 1 and skill 2. Skill 1 against powerhouse, like One Piece is all about Devil, is a lot about Devil Fruit. Like you can't escape new characters having that new Devil Fruits, and this guy, as long as he's still there, his skill 1 is still gonna hurt Devil Fruits a lot, and skill 2 just does a shitload of damage if your skill 1 opponent is not a Devil Fruit user. So I think you guys know there's nothing to talk about this guy. So that's kind of that for the defenders tier list, guys. Honestly, I had a hard time trying to arrange like the top 10 for this tier list, because they are all very similar, and like it really there's no clear advantage for like one over another for some of these characters. So yeah, I think this tier list will have a lot of like people like with different opinions. I think a lot of people favor Mihawk being really good, but I personally have him at boost 6-star boost 1, and I kind of feel like all my opinions are kind of true. Like most of these characters I have some experience with. So yeah, essentially hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Definitely comment down below like what are your thoughts about this, like whether you guys think that a certain character should be at a certain rank, and yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more of this type of content in the future. So I think that's it for this video. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you want to see more One Piece Bounty Rush content. Then that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.